something. When man sinned, right, there was a need for justice to be served because sin has a penalty and justice demands its payment. So when man sinned, justice cried out that you must pay me what you owe because the wages of sin is death. And it was time for God to, give man the penalty. It was time for man to pay his penalty, and God had to, punish man because he had sinned. He had committed a crime. And when that moment came, the devil is at the accuser of brethren, and he's always excited. He looks for the slightest opportunity. The book of Job, he says he goes to and fro, looking for whom to devour. He's not looking for a big reason, just the slightest opportunity to accuse God. So on this fateful day, man had sinned, and then justice demands that man pay the penalty for his sin, which is dead. And God was between two options. He was torn apart. He is God. Remember that God is holy. And God is also merciful. So if God decides to act as a holy God, holy and just God, he will have to punish sin and punish the sinner, because the soul that sins must die. So he'll have to punish sin and punish the sinner. But God is also a merciful God, a loving God. So he was torn apart between his nature of mercy and holiness. So the devil would use that as a ground of accusation against God. If God were to act by justice, the devil would say, I thought you were merciful. How can you punish them? If God were to act by his mercy, he will say, you must pay the justice demands of law. There's a penalty to every sin. So in that moment, God had a choice. But remember what the book of Hebrews says: there is no forgiveness of sins without the remission of blood, without the shedding of blood. There is no forgiveness of sins without the shedding of blood. So God had to fulfill the justice demands of that punishment. There had to be a shed of blood. But God loved mankind and did not want to destroy mankind, because it would have meant eternal damnation, eternal condemnation. So that is where Jesus came in.